This is pretty tough for me to make, honestly. But my name's Owen Goyich, and I'm sick. That's all I can really say is I'm very sick, and I don't take it seriously enough as I should. Hopefully you can hear me and everything. But yeah, I'm not well. I haven't been for almost 3 years, and I just kind of been living my life, right? I mean, I never really took it too seriously, but until I'd say a year and a half ago, I just remember I grew up always being sick all the time, getting colds, flus, all through junior high and half of high school. It was tough, but I just figured, like, yeah, this is what happens because you're just in a public environment, right? My high school years were probably the lowest, most depressing part of my life. I considered myself a loser. Actually, I only had two friends. They didn't even go to my school. In grade 10, I had a good bit of friends that I was friends with through junior high, but ended up feeling like I no longer really fit in with them. I just felt like I had a more mature mind than them, and they just never came back into my life since, because it just, to me, it seemed like they never really changed. So I felt I didn't need to be with them anymore. And that was another rough part. I really just dedicated myself to that group of friends, and then in grade 10, and then the rest of high school, I just kind of did my own thing. I just found other than my two best friends that went to a different school, I found myself just kind of going around in different groups, or like around the school, and through people I met in my gym class and other things, like, and I was just always making myself another person. I was never being myself. And to this day, I really still have that problem. I find my main thing is I'm always trying to make people comfortable when I'm not comfortable myself. I'm just always like doing everything in my brain, like my willpower, to make other people comfortable when I'm not even having a good time. And I just, for some reason, that's just how I think. It's how I've been for a while. I'm 18 years old right now. 19 the 1st of March. And I just remember being 16, 17, 18 and being very depressed. I still am now. I'm 18 years old. Life's been not the greatest, to be honest, but yeah, other than that, so pretty much I haven't felt right for a while. Never really. I tried to play soccer. I just felt like I didn't have the energy. I couldn't last on the field as much as the other kids could. I was always really into it, but I just couldn't. I just never was able to play as good as I knew I could, because there was glimpses. And like, I joined soccer like probably two or three times, and I ended up quitting. I just stopped playing, even though it's pretty much my favorite thing in the world is watching and playing soccer. I enjoy it so much. But I just kind of had to stop, and I didn't know why. I was always sick and all this, and it just made no sense. So high school was tough. I missed a lot of school. I ended up going home halfway through the day, or I would wake up in the morning and I couldn't feel my legs, and I couldn't muster up the energy to even get up. And my parents were so confused about it. They get really frustrated with me, and they're very calm people. Yeah, it just made no sense, really. Say the past 3 years of my life, they could have been more enjoyable than they were. I've had good times for sure, but I've never really felt actually satisfied with anything I've been doing. And And I find those times are moments that, of course, like I should be happy because I'm with my friends and things like that, but it's just not necessarily like the best things that I'm doing. I mean, I'm usually having good conversation, but that good conversation is happening when I'm drunk off alcohol or up until 6 in the morning with my friends. I wish I could just experience a normal life and just be happy all the time and go do things, because I find I'm just stuck in this box. I'm just stuck in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada, with what seems like barely any opportunities for me. I'm in such an excruciating state of pain. My stomach is feels like as if it just I can't even explain it. It feels like it's bleeding all the time. My throat is to the point where it's so sensitive that it makes me want to just curl up in bed all day and cry because it's so sensitive. I don't remember the last time I enjoyed a meal for more than 2 minutes, because as I'm eating, it just either gets stuck in my chest or reflux starts to come up, or I'm just in pain. And it's not fun, man, especially when you're a kid trying to have fun. It's really, yeah, it's not fun. I find I'm just constantly fighting with myself. I'm just for some reason, my head, like, 1 second I'm dying and 1 second I'm fine, and I'm just supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing as an 18-year-old. Yeah. So back in how I think this all started, it's very confusing to me, and I still don't know what's wrong with me to this day. Back in 2015, I used to have a pizza every Friday night with my dad, and I had my pizza, and a few hours later I ran up to the bathroom, and I was using the washroom, and all of a sudden I had to throw up, and I threw up into the sink, and it was black. I didn't know what that meant. I just kind of like went with it at that time, because I was young. I was 15 years old, and only really things I thought about were just my interests and just my friends, things like that. And I threw up black like tar almost into the sink, and I just didn't think of anything of it. And then ever since then, I still didn't know what's going on. I just didn't feel well for those 2 years, and then I really got to the point where I was just like, what's wrong with me? Because I'm so young, and like, so I just started looking up things, and then I'd say last year, it was around my birthday actually, I discovered this YouTuber through Andrew Hills. His channel is Loft. I don't know if people have probably heard of it. He's pretty well known. I mean, he had a second channel where he would talk to interesting people. He would talk to people he would call his videos chatting with, and he would talk to people who believed in aliens, like have claimed they saw aliens, people that are magicians, hypnotists, all this. And he made a video called chatting with mercury poison survivor, I think it was around there. I know it was about mercury poisoning, and the guy he was talking to in that video, his name was Josh Mason. And I just saw the video. I just kind of clicked on it without even thinking. I mean, I didn't even watch all of those videos, but I clicked on that one. And most of the time, like, my attention span hasn't been very well because I've been sick. But I watched the whole video, and it was really interesting. And his name was Josh Mason. He ran his own little brand called the Detox Dudes, and he had an amazing story. It was incredible, really, like how he went from literally at the brink of wanting to kill himself, and just in literally every symptom you can think of from this mercury poisoning that he had no idea even what it was about and like what was wrong with him. And he studied all these different things. He went to the jungle. He took hallucinogens to try to heal himself and just find himself, because he was going so crazy, but just none of it worked. He went to the jungle because he was gonna go kill himself. He discovered, and don't quote me, I'm really trying to, because I know all this information, but he discovered this lady who introduced him about the effects of mercury. And when all hope was gone for him, there was a sudden, just like a flash of light, and he just discovered that like he was poisoned. He had heavy metal poisoning, and he had parasites. Listening to his story, it just really was very intriguing to me. And he's someone I've been watching for a while. He posts a lot of free videos on his YouTube channel, which it's literally blessings that someone can release such good such pure, like, it's just the best information you can give people, and he's doing it for free. He's posting these things for free and like, if you heavily study his videos, no matter how sick you are, you can be healed, which is crazy, because I watch all these testimonials. He's true. He's a real guy. He's been through real things, and I know I'm rambling as if like he's a legend, like a kind of a god to me, but he really just is, because I just as of recently, especially, I just been staying up late at night watching all these videos, and it's just incredible, like just the things he explains about detoxing your body. I can't remember the last time that I've felt pure happiness, and not like this video was a cry for help, but in a way it is, because I need to let people know, and I need to put myself out there, because I need to be healed, because I know I have so much potential. If anybody out there thinks that they can give me a hand and they think they know what's going on, and please contact me. I'll put everything in the description of this video, and I'd love to try to get this figured out. My main goal, really, I've had a conversation with my mom last night, who's been with me through all of this. I had one of my mental attacks. I don't call it a panic attack. I don't call it an anxiety attack. I just kind of go brain dead, and I just kind of just collapse wherever I am. And I was just playing my games, and I just decided just to stop. And I just sat there, and I kind of just hunched over and just kind of lost all control of my body, and I just kind of laid there and started drooling on the table. And like, I don't know what's wrong with me, because I can get to that level, and then there's times where I feel okay. I never feel great. I never feel happy, but I feel okay. And I recently quit my job that I was with for about 1.5 years, and that was a big decision I made. So I'm currently jobless. I'm not going to school. I'm out of high school, but I just kind of sit here all day and, you know, play my video games or go on my phone just for absurd amounts of times. I stay up all night. I just never feel rested. Josh Mason, if you're watching this video, I'd love to meet you, man. I'd love to come down to San Diego. I think that's where you're living. I'm gonna try to. I want to get out of here, right? I want to be out of Nova Scotia, even if that's for a little bit of time. And I'd love to come down there. I know you do sessions with clients that you meet up in person and you discuss things. But I just think I'm really just gonna dedicate everything to, and even without a job, I'm gonna try to find ways of income and things like this, just to save up and just get down there, because I need to change my life. I need to reach my potential, and it just needs to happen for me. I've just been through way too much pain and suffering. If you watch this whole video, I really appreciate it a lot. And I'm actually gonna make a donation page if there's any way you want to support my cause, and help fund my trip and the expenses to meet with Josh. And just work is magic, and he changes lives. So I'd love to experience that. And again, I appreciate if you watch this video, listen to my story, and